Grandma was a pretty widow, and her frenemies in church choir would start ugly gossip that she was standing a little too close to one of their husbands at church luncheon. Grandma would be the one to extend the olive branch by sharing perfume samples she collected from Estee Lauder or a face powder mirror compact from Clinique Skincare. Then the minor upset was forgotten. I preferred to just interact with one person at a time, and I couldn't see how Grandma could be friends with people who didn't treat her nicely 100% of the time. On Fridays, I looked forward to changing into my pajama bottoms and watching The Streets of San Francisco with Michael Douglas or Hawaii Five-O dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, with Grandma, and crack melon seeds with my teeth to surf away the memory of the horrible school week. I enjoyed watching justice being served. Comeuppance didn't happen on the schoolyard, but kids kicked dried dog poo on my tennis shoes and into my white ankle socks. Compared to my ambivert grandma, I was a recluse. Sure, she watched detective shows with me, but she also went out to lunch with the ladies. If we were talking about the Lord of the Rings, Grandma would be Aragorn, the diplomat, and I'd be Gimli the dwarf, who couldn't wait to dish out justice with an axe. Grandma worried about my social development. At a parent-teacher meeting, my white elementary school teacher said, "Renee is ahead in vocabulary and writing, but girls aren't including her." Grandma worried about my social development. Do you know the story of enemy pie? Well, to use enemy pie as a verb, it means getting rid of enemies by transforming them into friends. This was a colossal failure to surprise an introvert at home. Grandma woke me from my Friday after-school nap to tell me to expect company. What do you mean, company? I don't like surprises. A parade of cars dropped off every girl in my class to walk up the hill of dead grass and uneven bricks to my door. Grandma greeted them and said, "Renee, these are your guests." As if they were pod people, they said, "Thanks for having me over." I was still in shock and held the bag of black melon seeds as I gave the girls a tour of the house. Here's the kitchen where I eat food. This is the downstairs bathroom where I do what I do. This is the TV room where I watch Clint Eastwood. Have you seen Dirty Harry? Then there was a free-for-all. The noise, the unpredictability. Christine and two other girls ran upstairs. It was an assault to my senses. Too many people talking at once. Did you hear Memo might like Anne-Marie? Oh no, but Memo's a Mexican. Amber's so fat, no one will ever like her. When I brought up so-called boy topics like horror movies, Dungeons and Dragons, or Star Trek, I was told, "That's not for girls." Home was a refuge, and they were insulting me in my own home. Then, like poltergeist, my upstairs bedroom door closed from the inside. I hurried to find out why. The girls in my room opened my mirrored closet and looked through the hangers like it was a Mervyn's clearance rack. "So, what do you have for us to do?" "For fun, Renee. We're here." If I had a month to strategize, then I would set up stations of board games like a school carnival. My go-to board games were for 2 players or solitaire, though. I locked myself in the upstairs bathroom. I could hear Grandma talking calmly and pleasantly to them. "Is pink your favorite color? It suits you. Your parents must love you so much to dress you so nice. Do you really take tap and ballet? Why, aren't you clever?" My ears grew red as I thought this was ammo for the mean girls to make fun of my favorite person, my grandma, on the following Monday. I came back out. My room seemed clear, and I sat on my bed. Arms shot out to grab me by my white ankle socks. On instinct, I roared. I got down to the carpet at eye level and punched as a reflex and pulled hair. Christine crawled out. A sheet of stickers I was saving. 3 fairy stickers were missing. Like the sound of rolling thunder, Grandma and the other girls ran up the carpeted stairs. I want to go home, said Christine. I still had her light brown hair that I ripped out in my left hand, and I was lunging for more. She's a thief! Grandma hugged the girl I punched and helped her blow her nose with a perfumed tissue from her pocket. These tissues smell like fancy perfume. Yes, that's a trick I do. You'll learn tips like this and make up some of your own when you're a grown-up. Let me look at your face. I think you'll be okay. Renee, these are your guests. You didn't invite them to play a game. They had to make up their own things to do. Then more sternly she said, 唔好嬲，佢係你嘅同學，小朋友，耶穌好傷心你唔聽話。Don't be mad. Forgive. Do you want Jesus to be sad at how you're acting? Remember Sunday school? Who is my neighbor? You're looking at them. I returned to the bathroom and screamed through the walls. Get out. Go home. I don't want you here. Strangely, on Monday, I didn't hear a thing about that Friday. I was bracing to hear more racist garbage about what it was like in a Chinese person's house, that we maybe sold mogwai from a back alley, but there seemed to be another girl code that I didn't understand, the code of silence. I did have better success neutralizing boy enemies. I had time to come up with my own plan in my own style and execute it with enough personal space. So I bit my tongue when Jimmy said, Chinese eat like pigs at a trough and your mama is fat. I controlled myself and said, Jimmy, it sure must be nice to have a thin, pretty mom like you do. Tell me, how do you draw a sweater? His samurai helmet looks so real. Can you show me? That stunned Jimmy. He immediately switched to showing me how to draw like him.